Love is a four-letter word, written by Devin Wrights. The rating is general audiences, no archive warnings apply. The fandom is the Magnus Archives podcast. Relationship tags, Georgie Barker / Melanie King, Georgie Barker / Jonathan John Sims the Archivist, past. Additional tags, domestic fluff, falling in love, Christmas, love confessions, idiots in love, communication failure, tooth-rotting fluff, author wrote this at 12 a.m. instead of sleeping, Christmas fic, New Year's kiss. Summary. The 3 times Melanie King almost said, I love you, and the 1 time she actually did. Chapter 1. Melanie prepares dinner in their kitchen while Georgie calls her mom. She tries not to eavesdrop, really, she does, but the walls on her flat are just so thin, and Georgie doesn't mind, she's sure. Hey, it's so good to hear from you! Yes, I should call more often, that's my bad, Yes. I'm going to see you soon anyways, so... The Admiral bumps his head against Melanie's leg. She leans down to give him scritches, but he sits and glares at her with those uncanny eyes. She can feel the disapproving, condemning radiating off of him in waves. Stupid cat. Hey, don't look at me like that, she hisses. If Georgie didn't want me to hear, she'd go in the other room. She is in the other room, Melanie imagines the cat saying. Be quiet, she whispers, and continues to unpack the groceries. Yes, Mom, I'm well aware. Mom, listen to me. Okay, yeah. Can we come up a night early? Yes, right. My girlfriend, Melanie. Georgie pauses and her voice drops down quieter. I really want you to meet her. She laughs, which makes Melanie's heart swell, and finishes. Alright, I'll call you later. Love you. Bye. Melanie hears the receiver beep, and Georgie puts the phone back in its charging port. She sits down at the dining table. She's wearing a pale yellow turtleneck, and her half-robe clouds around her face like a halo. She's beautiful. She's Melanie. She's the world. What was that all about? Georgie sighs. My mother wants me to go to her place for Christmas this year. I didn't know if she'd be up for having an extra, but she really wants to meet you, apparently. Melanie sets the rotisserie chicken in the center of the table, still in its packaging from the store. Georgie raises her eyebrows, amused, and Melanie sticks her tongue out. We both know I don't cook. Melanie digs her knife in and serves herself. At Georgie's insistence, she grabs a container of cherry tomatoes off the countertop. For balance. She never ate healthy before moving in with her. Christmas with your mom sounds nice, Melanie decides halfway through their meal. She's not gonna make us go to mass, though, right? Because my dad always made us, and well, you know what it's like being a lesbian punk during service, getting all those looks, and No church. Georgie cuts off her rambling. If you want to go, we can, but neither my mom nor I were ever really religious anyways. Dramatically, Melanie clutches her imaginary pearls. You'll go to church for me? Georgie laughs. I'm bringing you to meet my mother. Scary rural Catholics is nothing in comparison. Melanie grins, picking at her grocery store chicken. Maybe she should learn to cook or something. Bake, maybe. Would that impress Georgie's mom? Moms like it when their child's girlfriend can cook, right? Melanie's not much of a homemaker, or whatever it is. She's a paranoid disaster in her 30s living with her girlfriend so she doesn't have a psychotic break and kill herself, or somebody else, because her boss is evil incarnate. She's every mom's worst nightmare. She's amazed she got this far already. Oh god, she can't do this. Georgie deserves so much better. So much that Melanie isn't and never will be, and her mom's going to know it right away, and my mother is going to love you. Her girlfriend smiles. She liked John, so the bar's on the floor here. It's not much, but it's enough to break Melanie out of her spiral with a laugh. I still cannot believe you and John used to. Oh, don't get me started on this again. He was fine. We were fine. The whole thing was fine. We were young, Georgie teases. And now I need a woman to make my wife and grow old with. One with less intense emotional disaster. To make my wife? She quotes, laughing. Less emotional disaster. Do you even know me? She shakes her head. Oh, shut up. You know what I mean. Melanie rolls her eyes, a shit-eating grin on her face. I love you, Georgie Barker. The words are on the tip of her tongue, ready and easy as if she'd said them 1,000 times before, and plans to say them 1,000 times more. Instead, she puts her plate in the sink, and Georgie gets up to do the dishes. Before her girlfriend can start the water, Melanie wraps her into a hug from behind, nuzzling the crook of her neck. "Let's go to bed early," she whispers. "The dishes can wait until tomorrow." Georgie finds her hands and holds Melanie tighter around her. Her sweater is soft and she's a human furnace. She sighs, closing her eyes as well, and they stand there in their kitchen for God knows how long. Their kitchen. Melanie is holding her girlfriend in a kitchen that they both own and a house they both live in. They both moved in together, which is unbelievable enough. She's meeting her parents. They're going to sleep early so they can hold each other for hours and enjoy the warmth of a shared bed. And then she'll wake up and Georgie will be there to drive her to work and to therapy and to make her breakfast and to talk and to hold and to sleep with, and she'll be there. It's more than Melanie could ever dreamed of. "All right," Georgie exhales. "Bed, but we're getting up early tomorrow." Melanie groans, rolling her eyes, but Georgie's not done. "We're going to wake up early so I can take you out for coffee before work and not be late." "Dating is all about compromise." Melanie sighs dramatically and Georgie giggles. "Fine, bedroom, but that better be the best damn coffee I've ever tasted, honey." Chapter 2. To Martin's disdain, Melanie drags him out to their local super Target after they clock out. He's much paler and half translucent all the time now, but it's not Melanie's problem, and she's always got the impression that he was a good gift giver. "What are you even doing?" he growls, dragging behind her like a toddler as they scale through every aisle of overpriced crap. Melanie ignores him. "Do old women like cooking tools? I can't cook. Should I get her a fancy blender or something? God, Elias, Peter doesn't pay us enough for this." Martin scowls at her and she sticks her tongue out. "I'm getting a gift for Georgie's mom," she explains, skimming a shelf of overpriced knives. "For Christmas, which I'm spending at her house. I really need this woman to like me. Martin, I don't think you understand." "Get her a heated blanket or something," he advises. "Or slippers. Old people like those, right?" Melanie runs a hand through her messy hair. She can see it hanging in front of her eyes. She'll have to redo the buzz cut. The roots are growing out and the blue is no longer as vibrant. Georgie's mother probably doesn't want her daughter dating an unhinged woman with blue hair, right? Moms don't want that. "I don't want her to think that I think she's old." "You're overthinking this," he tells her. I mean, who doesn't like a heated blanket?" "What if she has faulty outlets?" she accuses, "and I burn down her house?" "You're just being irrational." "Yeah, I know." She watches him and gets more faint as time passes and the fog starts to creep up in the vents and the floor. She grabs him by the sleeve and pulls him back to reality. "You are not leaving until I find a good gift." The iridescent lights are giving her a headache. She hates shopping with a passion. Martin rolls his eyes, but she doesn't care. Socializing's good, right? She's really doing him a favor. "Why don't you just get her something and leave?" Martin complains as they drive off to the next store. Melanie changes the CD, nodding her head along to Black Sabbath's War Pigs. It's her favorite album at the moment. She likes how the guitar is split between the two speakers and the drums shift between them. Black Sabbath, as she said before, is the only band who can write a 7-minute song where the majority of it is instrumental. Perhaps Metallica can do the same, but it's not as well. They're too polished for her, and their newer stuff just doesn't compare. "I want to make an impact." "Look, Martin, if you had a boyfriend probably, you'd want to impress their mom. It's just a part of dating, and I have an anxiety disorder. I care too much about what people think of me." He snorts. "That doesn't affect how you act." "Attempting to murder Elias doesn't count because he was asking for it. Just shut up and help me here." She's a little sensitive about their failing attempts of homicide. She turns around to glare at him, but he's finally faded back into the lonely. She resisted the urge to kick something. Her foot, she reminded herself, is on the gas pedal. She should probably be worried about him, but that's not what is on the front of her mind at the moment. At work, Basira narrows her eyes at Melanie when she enters the break room. Melanie raises her eyebrows at her like, "What?" "You're up to something. What are you doing?" She scowls. "None of your business." "Are you trying to kill someone again?" she demands. Melanie chews the inside of her cheek. She isn't, obviously, but she really does not want to discuss her private romantic life with Basira fucking Hussein. "No." "You hesitated." Melanie frowns at her. "Who do you think I'm trying to kill?" "I don't know. John, Peter, Elias, again." "You wouldn't be upset if I succeeded at any of that," she pointed out. Basira just shrugs. "Fair point." She takes her cup of coffee and leaves to go back doing whatever she does here. Melanie hates shopping, but she loves Christmas. It's a paradox. The worst part is how overpriced everything is. One of these days, she promises herself she'll get around to hacking the Institute and raising her paycheck. If they're going to make her deal with esoteric horrors, they may as well pay her more than minimum wage. She loads all the Christmas decorations and treats that the dollar store had to offer into her cart, adding in the full basket of scented candles Georgie had stashed under the sink, but the mold had started to grow down there, so no one wanted to risk burning them. She's at the cash out for nearly 10 minutes as the annoyed cashier scans all her items. Remembering what it's like to work in retail, Melanie accidentally leaves a $10 bill on the counter, face still burning with embarrassment. They really need a checkout station. She hides everything in their closet, by the laundry where Georgie will never check. The food that she got from the local supermarket can go in the fridge. There's no way to hide that. She dresses up nicely, putting on a pair of overalls and a button-up shirt. She cuts her jeans over her docks and scowls at her grown-out buzz cut, promising once again she'll cut it. She makes sure her pajamas gets inside the laundry basket rather than on floor and washes her face. The woman at the flower shop knows Melanie by name now, as she picks out some of the red roses and ties them off with a nice bow. She snips the bottom and gets them into the car, entering the address of the recording studio into her phone. She's a good girlfriend. She's doing everything that girls love. And better yet, she's doing it for Georgie. She's taking a deep breath, staring at herself in the mirror. Christmas spirit. Peter didn't reply to my email asking for a leave of absence. Melanie complains loud enough that Georgie could hear her from the other room. Oh, fuck him, she replies. What are they going to do, fire you? Fair point. She smirks, clicking around on her computer. She got Georgie's gift over a month ago. It's hidden in the suitcase in her dresser, but she still has no idea what to get anyone else. Nothing on Amazon or Walmart's website had anything that she had checked all the local shops twice. How do you shop for someone you don't even know? Maybe she should ask Georgie for her help. But would that ruin the surprise? Despite popular opinion, Melanie is full of Christmas spirit. So full of Christmas spirit that she filled their fridge with cider, eggnog, apple pie, and pre-made stew that they can throw in a pot with zero effort. Tomorrow when Georgie goes down to the recording studio, she's going to hang banners and put up Santa and Mrs. Claus figurines and hang a wreath on their front door. Even if it's only visible to the neighbors, she's going to go all out, god damn it. Their dinner is great, even if it's mostly sweets and eaten on the couch while they watch Rick and Morty. Georgie snuggles up against Melanie, who wraps her arms around her girlfriend and holds her close. Every time she laughs at one of the stupid jokes, Melanie can feel her shoulders shake. Human furnace. She pokes her cheek. Georgie scowls at her, but her brown eyes sparkle. The words are right there on her tongue, pushing at her chest to burst out. It's overwhelming. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. She kisses her girlfriend sweetly, pressed up against each other. Georgie cups her face, and her hand is a little warm to the touch. She tucks Melanie's hair behind her ear. You need a haircut. Melanie clunks her head against the couch. I know, I've let it grow out too long this time. They laugh and spend the rest of the night like that, on the couch and holding each other close. Chapter 3. To Melanie's surprise, Christmas goes fine. Unremarkable even. It's nice, it's cozy, but it's nothing that was worth what felt like an eternity of stress. Georgie made her fear her mother too much. When Melanie gets there, she was quick to welcome them inside and show them to Georgie's childhood bedroom, where she put a mini air mattress up and cleared out the dresser they had been using for storage. Melanie, of course, managed to worry all of the 2 hours before they sat down for dinner, and it was easy to relax into things. She'd say, like she was at her own home for Christmas, but, well... Georgie saw her fidgeting with her hand and reached out to hold it. It was adorable how she struggled to eat things with her fork in her left hand. Her mom laughed at it, and Melanie joined her as she asked about her TV show, and for some reason, it didn't hurt to think about it. She still doesn't know what she'll get Georgie. She figures out she'll bop around most of the local shops and get small, meaningful things. Maybe make her something. Probably ask her mom what would mean the most. She knows her girlfriend, but she was never that good at gifts. They were always so much work. Finding something perfect that they'll love, but not too expensive. They'll be embarrassed or offended. Knowing how to accept thanks and the whole etiquette that seemed to last forever. She wishes Christmas could be casual, but she supposed she was alone on that opinion. It's just that everyone puts so much stress on it. The movies are magical, the decorations are worth enough to buy a car. All this messaging about Christmas, loving, and New Year's kisses, meeting the parents and getting into fights with weird burglars for some reason, throwing all these parties, meeting all these people, buying them something that's a perfect balance between thoughtful and useful. There's more to keep track of than there was running a TV show. And of course, that doesn't make Melanie relax a tiny bit. The romantic in her wants to propose before it's too late, to get on one knee after asking her mother for permission, and see if they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together, whatever remains of it. Melanie can't imagine spending it with anyone else. And Georgie jokes that way, sure, but does she mean any of it? It's so hard to tell, she can't read her at all. But it's so much, it's too much. A Christmas proposal has so much weight. And there's jokes about lesbians moving quickly, but this is too much, too quick. But as soon as she discovers the idea, there is in right around her corner, in her mind, the word marriage could be a neon flashing sign, and it would be less obvious than how Melanie felt she was. That night, they squirm close together into a twin-size mattress, and Georgie presses a kiss to her forehead. Melanie melts into her. "Sorry for being so neurotic," she whispers, struggling to find the words, and Georgie crinkles her nose adorably. "Neurotic, shermatic." She kisses Melanie properly, holding her by the back of her neck. Melanie's half laying on her like a blanket, and she tells herself that it's the only way they'll fit, but she'd be lying if she said she wasn't struggling to keep her thoughts under control. They're in her mother's place after all. Melanie props herself on her arms and stares down at Georgie, anxiety pulsing through her for no set reason this time. Sometimes it's just like that, at a constant level. It was so much better when she was angry. She could fix that on something and work her energy out until she felt better, released it. Now she just had to let this feeling sit in her stomach and waited for it to go away. That must be why she felt so weird about Georgie lately, so tender and devoted. It's not how she really is. Not avoiding things. Moving on in the conversation, Melanie smiles and says, "Your bedroom's cute." Georgie holds a pillow over her face and groans, "Yeah, right, it sure is, because it looks like it belongs to a toddler." "It's very you." Georgie whacks her with the pillow. "Oh, shut up. It's not like your bedroom was full of limited edition horror posters or whatever cool bullshit." "Actually, you're insufferable," she laughs, trying and failing to keep her voice down. It's probably fine. Her mom sleeps in the living room because, as she said at dinner, the stairs aren't so gentle on her knees. Melanie hopes she's still around when they're growing old like that. She hopes that she's there for Georgie's first gray hair. She swallows her words as Georgie continues. "Besides, it's not like they let me grow up. No, they thought pale pink walls and Hello Kitty were cute. God." Melanie kisses her, effectively shutting her up, and running her hand over Georgie's stomach. It's soft, and there's little rolls over her pajama bottoms, and she flinches like she's been tickled. Melanie keeps kissing and grinding on her, and they're both laughing and eventually collapse, laying down under the blankets and grinning at each other like absolute fools. "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you." "We're gonna sleep so terribly tonight," Melanie laughs. Christmas itself is nothing special. Miss Barker loves her slippers, and Georgie gets them all CDs she mixed in the studio, personalized with a little note in theirs. Melanie feels kind of embarrassed when she gives Georgie a little notebook with all the things she watched her cook, but never written down, from lemon tarts to chicken to beef and potato stew. The notebook itself is beautiful, the sides of the pages stained and the cover printed with an old painting of some kind. It doesn't feel like enough, but Georgie tears up anyways. Melanie isn't feeling good away from the institute. Tim warned her that it was like coming down with the flu, and she could hardly keep food down or smile through her headache. At least Georgie's enjoying herself. That's all she needs, really. She can work through sickness. She always can. They make a fire in the fireplace, and Georgie makes hot chocolate with the bonus recipe from her new cookbook. They sit around, and Miss Barker shares embarrassing baby Georgie stories, and Melanie keeps her own lips sealed, laughing the whole time. It's lovely. She always wanted a family like this, but she can't say it. She keeps her mouth shut and a careful filter on over her thoughts the whole time, not wanting to disturb the peace. She has something so good here with Georgie. They live together. She accepts her spooky job and all. Her family is lovely, and Melanie loves her. So why is she so nervous? Chapter 4. They loaded the car with grins on their faces, waving goodbye at Georgie's mother, who's standing on the porch. Yesterday, they helped take down her tree. After that, there really wasn't anything to stick around for, so they packed up their bags and decided they would leave in the morning. Now, as they leave, Georgie fiddles with the radio to find anything but the top 10s on repeat, with occasional hits from 10 years ago shuffled in. Melanie watches her as they merge, smiling and resting her head against the dashboard. "You're pretty." She grins, her laugh lifting up her shoulders. "Are you still drunk?" "I wasn't drunk last night," she scolds. "Just tipsy. A little bit." "Well, my mother was hammered." "Well, your mother's a lightweight." "Hey." Anxiety immediately ripples through her, and she begins to apologize before realizing I was just joking angry, and she returns to smiling all giddily. "That was a good Christmas," she mumbles, and Georgie makes a sound of agreement. The gifts were great. It's always good to see my mother, and I'm glad you two got along." "She's much more fun drunk," Melanie jokes. "No, seriously, she was lovely. You were lovely. Christmas was lovely. The whole thing was just wonderful, and I'm going to go back to work and get the best present of all." "Oh?" "I'm cooking tonight, but make sure not to have one of the ones with laxatives crushed up and sprinkled in it. That one's going to be dropped off in the break room fridge. I'm finally going to find out who's been stealing my lunches. I have a hunch that it's Elias." She whispers like it's some big conspiracy. Yeah, maybe she's still a little drunk. What about it? Georgie barks a laugh. "So it's a win-win?" "Exactly. You get it." The car falls into a comfortable silence, and Melanie takes her head off the dashboard, leaning back in her seat. She closes her eyes, imagining what it would be like to live blind. She wonders if she'd worried less, if she couldn't see the looks on people's faces that she cared about, if it'd be harder to be so angry when she didn't feel a physical reminder of the institute on her body. Or maybe that would just be another reminder, and the slaughter would never let her go. The car ride back is calm, and they trade back and forth good and casual conversation, and Melanie thinks that she hasn't felt so at peace in weeks. "You know what we should do?" She gets a light bulb idea when they start to pull towards their flat. "What?" "A New Year's party. Wouldn't that be fun?" "Oh, yeah. I could invite some people from work, like my sound guy, and I don't know. I could invite some of my friends from uni. We only go out sometimes. Maybe they're free." Melanie feels really satisfied with her idea as her girlfriend keeps rambling on about ideas. "Who would you invite?" she asks, turning her head for a moment to look at Melanie's frozen face. Martin and Daisy and Basira?" Georgie purses her lips, and Melanie immediately feels bad for mentioning it. She knows that Georgie wants to stay as separate from possible from the institute stuff, and they aren't really even her friends, just her coworkers she hates and maybe tries to kill by proxy, kind of, sort of. But they're all she has. Everyone else she's either cut off or had to cut off her, or hasn't even touched their number in years. She hasn't even talked to her parents in months, and besides, no one wants their parents at a New Year's party. "Martin probably wouldn't show," Melanie rambles, "and Basira's super chill at parties. She drinks a lot and punches and dances if she's tipsy enough, but then kind of hangs out. She's pretty apolitical because, former police officer, and Daisy only starts fights if she's in a bar." It's fine, I'll get over it." She smiles tightly. "They're your coworkers, and I don't hate them. They're just complicated. Don't worry, we'll invite enough people so they can't really cause real problems." "If they even show," Melanie reassures her. "They might not. They probably won't." "It's okay." No, I don't have to." "They're your coworkers, as long as John doesn't make it." Melanie snorts. Yeah, as if John parties. You'd be surprised, Georgie hums. He used to just go to get super drunk and wouldn't even be able to get up the next day. You have no idea how many parties I went to watch him to make sure he didn't get alcohol poisoning. Did he? Oh yeah, like twice. Is it inappropriate to laugh? Georgie shakes her head. Enough time has passed. We laughed about it to cope, but now I think it's really funny. Okay then. She relaxes as much as possible into her seat, wishing that she hadn't thought of a party at all. In fact, it sounds like an actual nightmare. All her coworkers and Georgie's normal friends in the same room, specifically one room at her girlfriend's flat? No, that can't end well. Melanie paces back and forth across the living room as they're waiting for people to start arriving. God, this is going to be bad. She never should have done this. Georgie cooked a bunch of frozen snacks in the oven. Melanie made spiked punch and non-spiked punch like they're in high school again. They have bottles of champagne and pop. There's some assorted New Year's decorations from the dollar store. It's a little tacky, but the TV's on and the lights are dimmed, and it's going to be fun. She's determined that it's going to be fun. If not, she'll just stab somebody. That's one way to get a party going, right? Her head snaps back up as she hears a door open and close. Her muscles untense when she realizes it's just Georgie emerging from the bathroom. She's all done up, thick eyeliner and pretty glitter sprinkled across her cheekbones, lifting them up higher than they are naturally. Don't you look nice? Melanie smiles and Georgie poses like an exaggerated model, blowing her a kiss, and Melanie pretends to catch it and tuck it into her pocket, just like her father and mother did when she was a child. Thanks, and you are in your normal clothes. Well, I'm going to throw on my patch jacket and tease my hair. Ooh, we going with a goth punk look tonight? Will we be listening to The Cure all night? You know it. She winks, and by God, if it's not the most adorable thing she's seen. The doorbell rings and they both jump, but Georgie looks excited as she goes to get the door. In comes her friend Patricia, and they excitedly hug each other and squeal like girls do with their friends. Behind her comes in Basira and Daisy. Obviously having come together, Basira escorts a wine bottle, passing it to Melanie, who takes it and smiles awkwardly. There's punch with vodka in the living room, but, do you guys want a glass? That'd be nice. Daisy rumbles, and Melanie forgot over their short break how wonderful her voice is. She should be a voice actor or something, a radio host. Melanie makes her way back into the kitchen, the noise fading into the other room. She takes a deep breath, grabbing the glasses tightly as she takes them down from the cabinet. Fuck it. She sets them down as gently as possible, trying not to shatter them. She did that the other week. She was stressed and panicked and needed some water to calm herself down, and she was holding the glasses so tight that when she set it down, it sprayed glass all across the kitchen. Thankfully, it was an unremarkable cup because she didn't have to explain it to Georgie. She pours a generous glass for herself, downing it before pouring 3 moderate amounts, the kind you drink at a party, respectable and sexy and normal. Okay, she can do this. She takes a deep breath, holds it, and re-enters the other room. 10, 9, 8. Everyone chants. 7, 6. Happy New Year, Georgie whispers to Melanie, pulling her close. Happy New Year, she whispers back, giggling like they're speaking their own private language. The party didn't suck. No, it didn't. Martin even showed. The counter keeps ticking.
3, 2.
I love you. Georgie grins and pulls her in for the big kiss as the clock hits 12. Melanie freezes up for a moment before easing in, kissing her back with enthusiasm. Her mind runs 1,000 drunken miles per hour, and her hand snakes up the back of Georgie's neck and focuses on the heat of their bodies, on each other, the way that they're so close, and her mind sings, I love you, I love you, I love you, and there's no fear or rage in her belly. She pulls away, slightly out of breath, wiping the saliva from her mouth. I love you too. She blinks at Georgie, who sparkles like Bowie in the morning sun. but realizes how lucky and beautiful her world is with Georgie in it. I thought I was going to say it first. Well, you lost, because I love you. I'm in love with you, and yeah, that's it. I just love you. New Year's hour has passed, but Melanie pulls her in for a big, elaborate kiss anyway, and Basiris mutters something about PDA, but she doesn't care because she loves her. She loves her. She loves her. That's it for today, everybody. Oh my god. This was supposed to be out Christmas time, believe it or not. Do believe it, though, because this shit's gonna be happening all the time. Oh, I'm terrible at timelines for things, and I kind of got burned out New Year's Eve when I was working on it. I was like, no, thank you. I had half of it done by then, but a lot of holiday crap was happening, and I was just out of energy. And, well, I was like, this is also a New Year's fic. I could do that. And, well, now we're here. Nearly a month later, at least it got done. Oh, well. I hope everyone was still in the mood for a holiday-themed fic. Because, well, you're here, so you gotta be. Unless you skipped all the way to the end just to listen to me yap, which... Why? Go read. Thank you so much for Devin, who let me use his fic to for the holidays. I don't know why I said it like that. My brain is turning into mush slowly. I need a food, probably. Yeah, again, not written by me. Go check out Devin's works, because, oh my god, he has a bunch of crap. Like, fantastic, but he has, like, over 100 works. It's crazy. Anyway, bye, peace, and drink water.